What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, we got our girl Shirley out. And yes, we're gonna go ahead and jump into her, but I do have some bad news for you. Squirt was supposed to be down here with me today, and unfortunately she is sick. She does send her hellos and how is everybody's and all that kind of good stuff. But for her, she just didn't feel that it would be camera friendly for a young lady to be down here upchucking in the shop while we're working on a car. So she's gonna step out on this episode. So for that, we're just gonna panty around for this for a little bit today. You know, this is Squirt's project, and I'll explain to you how we got that here in just 1 second. But anyway, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on these front and filler panels, take all the trim off the front, get the front bumper off, play around with that for a little bit and try to get that done today. Again, I don't want to get too far in this project without her because, again, this is her car. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel who are unaware of the Shirley situation, she was actually gifted to Squirt by Terry and Tara over there at the Real Sinister Motorsports on Facebook. Now, what I'll do is I'll post a link to their Facebook in the description. Make sure to go over there, check them out. Drop a like and a follow. Let them know BRG sent you. I'd really appreciate it because they have treated Squirt like unbelievable. And, you know, we just want to extend again, Terry and Tara, you know I love you and I thank you dearly, and so does Squirt. So anyway, let's get you set up. Let's get this front end tore off and check out the new front filler panels. See about getting them installed. We're going to check out the condition of all this chrome, see if we can save it, bring it back around maybe, and we'll kind of go from there. And then when Squirts gets it feeling better, maybe in the next episode, we'll get her down here and we'll get into the rear, get that all tore apart, get all that removed, get the filler panels installed back there. And then we're going to start getting this body ready for paint. Now, I will say this, before we get too deep into this, I have never, ever done a complete paint job on a car, and neither has Squirt. So this is kind of like a daddy-daughter type budget build, right? So if you guys want to offer some advice in the comments, you know, we'll more than happily take it. But please keep in mind, Squirt does read these. She does monitor the comments, and she does help take care of the channel. So please keep a 15-year-old girl's feelings in your mind before you start hitting the old keyboard. All right, you know the deal. Let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. Welcome back to Busted Radio Garage. All right, guys, like I was saying, is I want to focus on this front end today. So as you can see, you know, our filler panel's busted out here. You know, this one here is getting pretty close to busting out. It's rotting up pretty good. I want to be able to get this trim out around the headlights, you know, the front grille, you know, this trim. I want to get the bumper off. And then I want to go ahead and get the rest of these out and fit the new filler panels in. Get that all dialed in. And then as far as the paint goes on this, I mean, we're down to bare metal, you know, pretty much on the hood, pretty much around the car. It's just all the way down to about nothing. This area here is going to be kind of our trouble area. We're really going to have to work on this. I've been talking with Josh down there at Sleeper Dude. You know, he's a body man for, 20 years. He's giving me some advice on where we're going to do with this area here for the vinyl top and the deck lid. But overall body condition is fine. There's hardly any rust other than just, this, where the vinyl top was sitting. I've also spoke with Josh about this area here and what we're going to do, or his advice on what I can do here. We're going to go ahead and check into that. So yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do here, but anyway, let's get to tackling this front end. I feel terrible Squirt can't be down here today. She's absolutely heartbroken, but we've got to start getting on some progress here and get this car painted before it gets too terribly cold. Because to be honest with you, we're gonna build us like a makeshift booth right here, and we're gonna paint that car where it sits and go from there. So let's get to work on this. All righty then, let's get this hood open. See what we can find back here as far as, all the bolts and accessories for the trim. And get all of this removed. It shouldn't be much more than a few screws. Get my eyes on so I can see. Yep, all right, so let's go ahead and get a Phillips head. We'll start getting this trim off, get all this removed, and then we'll work on that bumper. I got me a little magnetic tray. Those of you who've been here for a while know I use these little trays from Harbor Freight for everything. But you don't want to lose hardware. So let's go ahead and get this removed. I cannot wait to see this car done. It is gonna look sick. And we actually have some vinyl being made from our friends at T&F Signs for the pinstripe, which is gonna be, it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. It's gonna pay tribute to the name Shirley, which I believe was Terry, the gentleman who donated the car to, or gifted the car to Squirt. That was his mother's name. And the only request he had when he gave Squirt the car was if we could name the car Shirley. And I was like, 100%, we are in there like swimwear. All right, there's one. Let's go ahead and get the other one off. All right, let's go ahead and check these out, see what the condition is. To be honest with you, these look really, really good. No pitting, no missing chrome. I mean, we'll bring those right back around. Those are gonna look sick. All right, let me set them on the table here. Those of you who've been here for a minute, you know I'm a huge table nerd. I keep everything organized on tables. It's just the way I am. You know, I can't help it. Go ahead and start getting some of these lights removed. Try to be very, very careful with these, because I priced parts for these cars on the internet, and boy, they are proud of them. All right. These are pretty cool. They have the actual Pontiac logo badge within the lights. Pretty neat. All right, let's see about getting this grill out. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to do that from the back, if it's like any other car, or it might be attached to the bumper. Yeah, I believe this is gonna be attached to the bumper itself. See if we can see in there. Yep, that's fine, we'll get it off there, no big deal. See if we can go get these headlights out. Well, come out of there. Oh, where'd my bit go? I lost my bit. Now get it here. What are you doing? I'm gonna tighten this one back up and take one to get that one out. This one doesn't want to come out of here. All right, I'm gonna have to get a pair of pliers, get that screw the rest of the way out. It's rusted into the bucket. I don't want to tear up this piece of chrome. See if I can pull on the chrome while I'm backing it out. There we go. Woo! Don't want to lose any of this trim, because, man, that's going to be hard to find. Good deal. Boom, just like downtown. All right, take that out of there. Get this headlight out, unplug it, and we are good to go. All righty then. Set this over on the table with the rest of it. All right, let's go ahead and take the rest of these out. All right, there we go. So now Shirley is officially blind. She doesn't have any eyes. It's just temporary. We're just doing a little bit of surgery. I went ahead and placed everything over here on the table. You guys have been here for a minute. You've seen me do this a million times. Those of you that are new, you know, this is the way I do it. I keep everything organized. All the hardware, it goes to said parts that we've removed. We'll stay with those parts until they're put back on. All right, so I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'm gonna go ahead and get like a button pry bar. It's like a little hook tool that you can put under these buttons. And we're gonna go ahead and take both these panels out on each side, so we have access to look down in here in case we need, you know, to get my mitts on any bolts. And then we're gonna go ahead and try to get this bumper and grill out of the way. So let's go ahead and pop these off right quick. All right, so this is just like a little pitchfork type deal, you know, to pop these little pins out for plastic. You just reach it up underneath the pin here, get a lock on it, and just pop it up. This keeps you from, you know, doing everything you can to keep from snapping them off. And then hopefully, if you can get them all out of there okay, you don't have to worry about it. Well, let me go over here and get this side. This one's gonna be a bugger on me now. Come on. All right. Trying to line that up and hold the camera at the same time. All right, well, I thought it came out. You gonna come out of there, little buddy? Well, that one's just being a turd. There we go. All right. So now we can see down there and get a hold of everything. Perfect. All right, let's go and get this one off here right quick. All right, guys, we got both the covers off. One on the driver's side and one on the passenger side. And now we have access to our grill bolts, which are that one right there, the one underneath it, and then the same on this side here, the one at the top and the one at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and spray those down and get them lubed up because these little pins down here are notorious for breaking. And then we're going to go ahead and try to get this grill section out, and then we're going to focus on that bumper. All right, so let's get this done right quick. A little bit of liquid muscle never hurt anybody, so we're going to go ahead and spray this sucker down. There's that one. There's that one. Same thing on this side. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, I shot myself through the grill. Lovely. We can get that one there. And the one at the bottom. All right, cool. Let's see if we can get this grill out right quick without breaking anything. We're going to need an entire bottle of this, if not two today. I can just feel it. All right, let's get, I'd say at 7/16. All righty then. See if we can get a hold of these things. Probably not. Well, where are you at? Oh, I see you now. I see you now. Not 7/16. What are you? What are you, little fella? 3/8? Let's try a 3/8. Oh yeah, a real rusty 3/8. Woo-wee. Well, let's give it a whirl. Oh yeah, gotta love it when that comes right out of there. Nothing worse than breaking these things off. Nothing worse. All right, there's two. Let's get these other two out. This grill should, in theory, come right out of there. One more, if I can find it. There you are. There you are. Thought you were gonna hide, didn't you? Huh? Thought you were gonna hide from BRG. You ought to know better than that. Get my mitts in here. That's why I love taking these little covers off. Look at that. Missing a tooth, but that's fine, that's fine. We might be able to fix that. 3D print up something. But we'll set this to the side. Beautiful. All righty then. Boy, she ugly up here now. Let me get you in and show you what we got. Oh yeah, she's all wide open now. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna try to get these bolts out right here. You know, this will stay. This is obviously for the grill. We're gonna have to get this filler panel out. I'm gonna try to probably just save the chrome and then I'll just break this off. Probably what we're gonna, let's see if we can just go ahead and do that. Can we just get the chrome off of here? Trim? Let's just go ahead and see if we can get our hands in here. Oh, this thing's like cardboard. Yeah, we're just gonna pull it on out of there. Let's try to save the trim. Come on, work with me. There you go. There we go. Boom. Just save that piece of trim. I'll set it here for now so I don't lose it or break it. And then there's one more piece that goes here on the end. Let's see if we can get this off here right quick. There we go. Yeah, that was just, it was on its way out. Well, let me have it now. All right. Let's get this piece of trim off here before we get too far. Good deal. So we got all the trim for this. This can go over here in the circular file cabinet. And then we are going to get that bumper off there. See if we can get it cleaned up here later in the episode. Boom. Bye-bye. All right, cool. We are moving right on along. So let me get you set up. We're going to get this bumper off here, and we'll just set it up here underneath the table. And then we're going to keep moving forward. But, man, you ought to see all the mud daubers nesting here. I can't remember how long Terry said this sat underneath that tree. But it sat there for a little bit. Good deal. And we've got to get this off. Then we got to get up underneath here, and that's always fun getting them screws out. But shoot, yeah, let's keep going. All right, guys, I'll get you down here with me. So we're going to go ahead and unhook these marker lights. All right, there's that one. Oh, this one's just plumb broke off. So we're going to have to definitely order one of these. I didn't realize that till now. That'll come off there. Let me see if I can get it out. Yeah, the tabs are broke. There's a little bit of damage on that side over there. It might have just been from an old wreck or something. That's fine. We'll go ahead and save on this so I can order one. We'll just send it over here for now. All right, so let's go ahead and lube up these bolts here so we can take them off. Probably gonna get stuff all over the floor, but that's fine. Now, the downside to this, depending how this is made, inside this steel shell that's inside this bumper, they could have done it two ways. They could be welded studs and then they're just bolted to those studs, or they could just be loose bolts in there with like a square keyway. That's what we don't want, because as you go to try to get some of these bolts off, that bolt will get loose, the keyway will slip, and then it's just going to sit there and go brrrr, and you have to cut it off. We don't want that. So let's just, let's cross all the fingers. We're definitely going to lube these up, that's for sure. Because once it starts coming loose, we want it to come on off there. All right, let's get a 9/16 with an impact, and let's pray. All right, the goal is to get 3 out on each side and leave 1 on each side completely tight. And then what I'll do is I'll get a bumper or a jack underneath this bumper, and we'll just gradually work this thing down to the ground. So let's give her a rip, Tater Chip. I'm in here. Oh, it's not 9/16, 5/8. Okay. Oh, you definitely fooled me on that one, little fella. All right, here we go. Get on there. Well, I got it on loosened. Now, give me my socket back. But these sockets aren't long enough. I have to get in I get an extension or a deep well. Great. All right, for the 3rd time, let's go ahead and get you guys out of here. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, there's 2. Are we gonna get this lucky? Are we gonna get this lucky? There's 3. All right, good deal. Let's see if we can get 3 on this side. Ow. Get there. Okay. I like how this is working out. Okay, let's go ahead and get a jack to help get this bumper down on the ground. And then we'll take these last 2 bolts out. Coming through. Get my eyes back on so I can see here. Try to get it as much in the center as you can, because I promise you it's going to want to fall either way, regardless of what I do. But it is what it is. All right, let's get this one out. I say it's going to want to move here. All right, there's that one. 1 more bolt. We'll drop this thing. Hopefully it sits there nice and easy for me. It doesn't go silly. We're going to find out right now, though. Okay. Now all the way to the bumper is sitting on the jack and inside those brackets. So once I pull back on the bumper, it's going to want to fall. We will do our best to keep that from happening, but I'm not promising nothing. So set these bolts up here. Get my drill out of the way. Okay, come easy. Easy. Come on out. Easy. Okay. Okay, stay. Good boy. Down to the ground. Down to the ground. There we go. Man, you gotta love it when a plan comes together. So now let's lay it over on its brackets. Boom. There we go. Score. What do we got here? A shim? Is there one on the other side? Yep. All right, let's get this bumper moved. We'll put it under the table for now, and we'll see what we're working with under here. This thing probably weighs 100 pounds. Oh, no, I didn't that bad. They must have used thinner metal in this year. Some of those that Homer had on there were, man, it was like, yeah. All right, good deal. Let's get you in here. All right. Now we're completely open. So what we got to do now is we got to get inside here and get these filler panels unscrewed on both sides, get them off, and then we can start test fitting the new filler panels, see how they're going to work out. They are fiberglass, so they're going to be fun to work with. All right, let's get set up. Let's start getting these off here. All right, guys, we're set up down here on the floor cam. So what we've got is we've got 6 or 7 little 5/16 like self-tapper nuts here. And then we've got a few Phillips heads down here on the trim to go ahead and take out. And then this trim section and this body filler ought to just slide right on out in one piece. And then we'll separate the trim away from the filler panel and then go from there. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna set you up down here somewhere-ish on the floor cam, and we'll get this popped out real quick. All righty then. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Not looking just at the back of my dome. But let's go ahead and get these little bolts out of here. And then we'll get this thing removed. All righty then, let's do this. Get on there. I never wanted to eat. Well, I don't know where that went. Well, that's gone forever. We'll find it when we sweep. They put a zillion of these little things in here. Oh, that one hit the floor too. We're gonna leave this front one on until we get these bottom screws out. And then we'll take everything down with the top screw here. It's your major malfunction, soldier. It's your major malfunction, soldier. Let's take you out by hand. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and get these up here real quick. And then we should be able to slide this old boy out of here. There's 1 and 2. Oh, there might be one on the inside of that wheel. Well, dang it. Let's see. We can slide that on out of there. Let me get this other one out. We're gonna fix your little red wagon, buddy. Yes, we are. You just don't know it yet. Think you can get one over on BRG. Ain't happening, buddy. Might have had me there for a second. Well, what size are you? Okay, can I just... Yeah, you can come on out. I need you to come out of there, pal. I need you to come out. Huh. All right, well, I guess we're going to have to do you now. Turn the wheel. See if I can get this corner one out. I was not expecting that one, but that's fine. Overadapt. How's that go? Adapt and overcome. Well, I got a little screwdriver. Alrighty then. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Sorry guys, had a technical difficulty there. Alright, now you come on out of there now. Come on. I don't want to cut my fingers today. There we go. Play nice. Play nice. There we go. Boom. Alright, slide this out. Maybe. Oh, that's bent. I see, said the blind man. It's alright, we'll get that on the workbench. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and pick up all these little screws, all this stuff that we need to save, go over to the workbench. How about we do that? Alright guys, I got both of those off there. So now what we need to do is we need to get these trim and these inserts off of the actual old filler panels. So I need a flathead screwdriver, and we're just going to slide these right on out and then take them apart for the new filler panels. We're just going to open this tab up a little bit right here on the inside and slide them right on out. And then we're going to take this off of this filler panel, put it on the new filler panel, and we're going to be in there like swimwear. So yeah, so we'll just set this down here for now. We'll go ahead and get this other one off, and we're going to be good to go. Just like so. Slide it. I'm trying to do this without cutting myself because this stuff will wear you out if you're not careful. Well, gotta be that way. Right, hold on. Once we put it in for the new ones, we'll smush that back down, and that'll hold that in place. This one here was on that side with the tail light, so it's been mashed. So we're gonna have to try to get this over here on the anvil and just try to smooth that back out. All right, so we are good to go with those for now. We'll just sweep this off on the floor. We'll take these over to the table with the rest of the parts. Let's get the new filler panels out and let's look at those. All righty then. Now I believe these are the fronts. Terry and Tara actually provided a set for either the front or the back. I can't remember. It's neither here nor there. Thank you for the set you provided. And then Squirt and I bought the other set. But I think these are the front. Oh yeah. Get you some. All right. See if the company name's on here. We'll go ahead and give them a shout out. AccuForm Products. AccuForm Products. All right, good deal. Let's go over there. We'll see. That's the passenger side. Let's do the driver's side. See what it looks like. See if we can go ahead and get her mounted up on there today. Now, we're not going to be putting any of the trim back today or the bumper or any of that, obviously, because we're going to paint, right? But we need to get these fillers mounted on, get them ready to go. Then after everything's painted, we'll go ahead and do final fitment and trim and all that. All right. Well, I'm hiding this stuff because I'll tell you what, Kathy, my wife, will sit down here when I'm in the middle of trying to do something and go, pop, 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 one bubble at a time. Just wears me out. And if she's watching this, she knows it's the truth. All right, let's go try this out. All right, let's try this on for size. Literally. And see if we can get this mounted. All right. Good God, look what it amped. All right, so looks like we're going to be about right there-ish. I'm just going to do this blind and see if we can line them up. Oh, do I got it on the right side? Yeah. So this will sit right, well, get in there. This will sit roughly right there. Okay, where's my hole? Get in there. Where you at? I think I'm going to have to lay down to do this. As much as I didn't want to do it. Let's just get everything set up and get underneath there. Alright, let's get this. Our fittings. Our extension. Let's just get under there and do it. We'll just get them loose in there anyway, and then we can finagle it around and go from there. Get all my screws. Just set on forward. Alright, let's do this. Get everything right there where I can reach it. Where you at? Get on there now. It's where you go. Okay. Try to keep from getting a bunch of crap in my face. Alright, we should go right there. Now be a pal and go home. This is your home. Get in there. Is that your home? Is that your home? Alright. I think we got one. Okay. Let's see if we get one more. I mean, the mold itself is good. It's just the hole placement, which, I mean, you just got to expect that. I mean, if you've done this before, the holes generally don't line up 100%. Okay? See if we can drive these two on home just a little bit. We don't want to hear no cracks. Okay. We're not driving them all the way home. We're just getting them in the front door is what we're doing here. Okay, there's that one. Get in there. And get in there. All right, and there's that one. Okay. So let's get these in the front door. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see what it looks like. Oh, I mean, right now, once we tighten them all the way up, sweet. Now, we got to get this one lined up. And I think this corner, I'm hoping that will draw back a little bit better. I mean, this is perfect here. Perfect body line, perfect body line. Let's see if we can line this back section up with its brace. Let me go find it. Oh, here it is. Hopefully I got a good camera angle for you guys in there, so you're just not looking at the side of my hat. Okay, now this should hold this back section in and up like so. Okay, okay. I mean, we're on to something here. So let me go get the screws for this and we'll go ahead and see about getting her all the way home. Shoot, yeah. Hold on. All right, let's try this out now. See if we can get these started. Make sure I got the right. There's two different size bolts here, but we'll pull that in a minute. I like it, I like it. Did they get any washers? Because I think they're supposed to have washers. All right, I found the washers. Had to hunt them down for a second, which is fine. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get this started. We'll just work our way around. So this is gonna go like so, like that, with a washer. Hold on. Hold on, why are we in such a hurry? You are though, okay? So, get you on here, you on here, and then this one will go up here to the top, and then you will go here. I need to drive you home. This will tickle. Now we're getting somewhere, by God. Go ahead and tighten these the rest of the way up. Well, wrong size. All right. Good deal. All right, let's get this top put on. And we should be pretty well in there. All right, guys, there we go. In there like swimwear. Turned out sick. I love it. All right. Tickled to death. Got everything placed in up in here. All the brackets are back. So let's go ahead. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to go ahead and knock this other side out real quick on time lapse, and then we'll go from there. Man, that looks sick. Love it. All right, good deal, guys. Got both of our bumper fillers put in. Even tested the piece of chrome on this one. Worked out. I mean, I don't want to shove it on there, obviously, all the way till after the paint's done, but looks good. So, yeah, that really straightened up the front of the car a ton. Looks sick. All right, so what I think I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and get this badge off here, the hood ornament, and then go ahead and get the hood trim off here. Get it out of the way, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. Like I said, I don't want to dig in too deep with this because I want Skirt to experience it, you know, as well. And the more I do is the less she's going to be able to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and focus on that right quick, get that off there, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. But man, this thing's really going to need a cleaning. I mean, it's filthy. So we're definitely going to have to clean it quite a bit before we even think about painting it. And then we're going to get on to the rest of it. So let's go ahead and get this trim off right quick, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go ahead and get this old girl off here. Might have to get an extension. Yeah, I better. Before I tear up something. All right, now we're good. Come off there now. Well, probably help if I had it in reverse. Idiot. You got another one holding you? Oh, you do, okay. Well, come on out of there. Don't be bashful. I always stick the nuts right back on something like this, because these are just these little tin, you know, cheap nuts like you'd have to hold on like your tail lights or, you know, any other trim. So good, save on that. Let's go ahead and get this hood trim loose. All right, where are you all at? Here's one. My God. All right, perfectly good piece of hood trim. And no, guys, I didn't tear it up. Very cool. There we go. All right, set that up here to rest. Now, what can we do? Did I ever show you the engine in here? 301 4-barrel. Perfectly fine for squirting her first car. Then if she was to ever have a small fender bender, she's got, you know, 6 foot of steel and engine, you know, to help protect her before it gets into that cab. So, yeah, very cool. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and get this badge off here, because if you break this thing, you ain't getting it back. Try to keep from losing this little. Come on. Oh, score. Ain't that sharp, man? They just don't make stuff like that anymore. Grand Prix by Pontiac. Very cool. Let's go ahead and get this grill insert trim out. Get it out of here. We're going to paint this. I want to do it right. No sense in sitting here trying to mask all this off, and we can go ahead and take it out. You know what I mean, Vern? Man, this thing's got more mud in it than I know what to do with. It just keeps falling out of everywhere. Am I gonna have to get under here? I had to be very careful with this piece. Come on, little buddy. One more, I think. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, all the chrome and the trim on this thing is mint. Mint. All right, let's get all our little screws. All right, guys, there you go. New filler panels in the front. Went ahead and removed all the trim, bumper, and all that jazz. You've been watching. You know what we've done. I think I'm going to leave it at that right there. So when Squirt comes down next time, we're going to go ahead and remove all this trim all the way around the car, get it off. Go ahead and remove this rear bumper, remove the tail lights, install the new filler panel behind the rear bumper, get all that done. And then it's just going to be Squirt, myself, and Kathy. You know, we're going to be sanding for days, getting this thing dolphin smooth, getting it ready for paint, and then we'll construct like a makeshift booth in here to where we can paint it, get the air compressor, the gun, all that jazz over here. You guys got any helpful tips on the paint? Make sure to put them in the comments. Please just keep Squirt's feelings in mind. But this thing is just, I mean, it's down to pretty much bare metal. There's really not a whole lot left to it, especially right here on the top and the trunk. We're open for suggestions on what you body guys think. Hey, look, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the subscribers, the new subscribers, old subscribers, everybody hitting that like button, the hype button, all that jazz. I appreciate every bit of it. But you guys know the deal. I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. BRG out.